Good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday Kentucky on what is...
Friday.
Friday, the last day of the week, everyone.
Friday.
Well, the last day of the work week, I should say. Amber Freeman, how are you?
Fantastic. How
Good,
are you?
good. You were just saying to me, and we maybe might be able to get one of our viewers who know us and might be able to help us. You were saying just before we came on that you got a letter from your body corporate, or is it body corporate here in America, about the heating?
Like,
because cold weather's coming up, and that
which is normal. They send those out all the time.
And we were wondering, if you don't turn on your heating and your pipes freeze within your apartment, are you responsible, or is the landlord?
Or will your renter's insurance
Or your renter's
cover it?
insurance cover it? It's an interesting topic because when I first moved to Utah and I was skiing for the season, I went away for like 5 days and I turned the heating off.
Right.
Not realizing what I'd done.
Right.
Came back.
Did they freeze?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
All the pipes in the bathroom froze. The
Oh.
roof was caved in. The
Now,
whole
did you have to pay for it?
No. I was also paying, not sounding pretentious people, but just
was
remember,
skiing in
it was
Utah
in
for a
Utah
month.
and it was $6,000 a month for these
So they covered it.
two-bedroom apartment. But, and I have to say, it was the peak time, so
That's kind of one of my questions.
I
because
would not have wanted to have paid for that.
No, it's a mess. In Colorado, that was kind of my first experience doing that. And the first big freeze of the season, I got that email, but I was gone. I was in Florida.
And I wonder if we are responsible as tenants. I don't know.
I like that word tenants.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think we would be.
Well, the letter insinuates that you will be.
Yeah, you said that.
But then there's also so many other things. What if you did turn your heat on and they still burst? And
Well,
there's
they
all
wouldn't
kinds of.
if you keep it. I think, and your
Never
landlord
say
said
never.
60. Keep
Yeah,
it,
they
the
said
heat,
60.
Yeah, I was saying I keep my heating on at about 67, 68 all year.
That's so dry.
Yeah. Well, no, I moisturize enough, Bert.
You do the,
I go
the
through
skin
enough.
thing? Okay.
Go through enough product.
Just check. Just,
Yeah,
just
there's a
looking
lot
out.
of here to moisturize.
I'm just looking
Do you know
out.
what I mean? All right, let's get on with the show, everyone. Well, if you're looking for an interesting snack, look no further. Now, Tyrrells announced they're launching their first ever chip that has aphrodisiac properties. Now, the brand claims these will get pulses racing through the combination of two ingredients, sweet honey and spicy chili. Tyrrells claims these will release endorphins and increase the heart rate, a perfect way to set the mood for Valentine's Day. I love honey and I have chili already, and I'm not toey.
Toey.
Well, okay, that's an Australian word.
Yeah.
I'm not chomping at the bit.
Ah, see, I love chips.
So I'm thinking.
I am all for chips. Anybody here will tell you that's what I eat all day long, and if they add an extra little kick, I am all for
Yeah,
it.
but do you really? I don't
Oh, well,
believe this.
listen.
It's just another way.
You
Look, the
just take
packet
it.
is cute.
Just take it.
Is it real?
Did you hear Alyssa?
Is it real? You sent this in. Is it a real
I
thing?
haven't tried it. Aphrodisiacs, they say, are like oysters and ginger and chocolate.
Right.
But like Alyssa told us, it's going to be a gray,
Who's
icky
Alyssa?
weekend. Our
Oh,
meteorologist.
I'm thinking, what? Thinking, Alyssa from the company of chips?
Yeah, Alyssa called.
like-
she's sending us a box of these chips.
I know who Alyssa
This
is.
would be
You
a
just
good
threw me.
weekend for the chips,
Okay.
perhaps.
Yeah,
I'm
not
just
if you're
saying.
doing the lean program.
The thing is,
like I
though,
am.
these are over in Tyrrells is an English company,
Yeah.
so they're over in the UK. So perhaps they'll make their
And
way
this
over
is
here.
why I actually think it's Tyrrells. And that's why I asked you off camera when it said Tyrrells, and I'm thinking, I wonder if it's the English company, and we would pronounce it Tyrrells. Anyway,
I don't know,
This
you
is why I
people.
get a bit confused.
You people.
Alrighty, how would you like to spend a whole summer living in an Italian village for guess what?
Yes, please.
$0. Airbnb wants to send 4 volunteers on a 3-month sabbatical in a hillside village. It looks gorgeous. Currently, only about 300 people live in the town, and more than 600 houses sit empty. So to keep it from dying, the winners will be Airbnb's experience and home host with locals. I love this idea. Don't worry, you will be trained for a month in Italian language skills, cooking and much more, and will teach visitors passing through traditional Italian farming skills. You can submit an application through, of course, italiansabbatical.com until February 17. Now, let me just work this out. I reckon for the summer, is that 3 or 4 months?
3 months.
3 months. I reckon you might need $2,000 a month to do this. Of
Of your
spending
own
money.
money.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of a volunteer.
Well, it's all free.
Right.
But you got to pay for
You're
your
not
food
getting
and everything.
paid.
You're not getting paid.
Well, you garden, so maybe you make your own food.
Yeah, no, you still need to be able to buy. But
But if
listen,
there's only 300 people in this town, it's not like they're going to have a huge supermarket. Like, I don't think Walmart's there.
no, but hon, I think if you're going to eat pasta while you're in the hillside, seven meals a day, which one would.
Pasta's not that expensive.
Oh, that's a nice little restaurant. That looks like it's going to cost
Does
you
he
40
have an
bucks a
accordion
head.
there?
Accordion?
Yeah. Is that
Yeah, probably.
That's,
I would totally do this.
yeah, me too.
Once I
apply.
decided new career change, like I did when I came from Australia
Yeah.
to here, and decided to have 4 months off, I should
Well,
go and
it's
do
really
that.
cool because they train you in Italian for a month. So
Yeah.
you're learning a language.
Yeah.
You're immersed in an entirely different culture.
Yeah.
You're learning how to garden. You're cultivating honey. I know that's on everybody's wish list, but it is very important. So
Yeah.
we joke
Would
about
you do it?
Yeah. I think
D?
I should apply.
Yeah, D's shaking his head, he's in. He's in.
And the requirements are not that.
I reckon you'd have to do a bit of social
severe.
media and stuff like that.
That's what I would think as
yeah.
well. But
it's interesting. What happens if you have a big fallout with the town? They could run you
well,
out.
and the thing is, it makes
You know,
me
300
wonder.
people, that takes me a year.
It sounds amazing, but why are only 300 people living in this town? Like, what happened to make this?
Did anyone find a
happen?
map
That's what I
where it
wanna know.
actually is? Like, we know it's in Italy, but it might be in the boondocks of Italy. It's like telling people you can have a free house in Australia and you find out it's in the middle of,
Hey,
Burke,
some people's cup of tea.
or in a mine
Yeah, that's
underground.
a little scary.
Alrighty, talk about a typo. A group of friends were planning a bachelor party ski trip to Vermont. This is my type of party. With a note attached saying they haven't heard from the following guys. All right. One of them was Will Novak. The problem? The groomsmen put in the wrong email address. So instead of Will from New York, the email invite went to Will from Arizona. Same name, different guy. Will responded saying he wasn't Will they were looking for, and they told him to come anyway. So the trip would cost Will from Arizona about $750. So he set up a GoFundMe to help with the what? He can't afford $750? Do you see what I'm like? That doesn't.
Well, it's just a random trip.
It's such a random trip. Okay, so he got his GoFundMe account happening, and his wife sat down for dinner, told her all about it. By the time they finished, the page raised over $1,000. Here's the question: would you go to someone's bachelor
Yes,
party?
because in the invitation, it sounds so fun. Like, these guys know how to party. They're going to Vermont. It's a ski trip. They have to wear all 80s gear. And
But
then
that's
they were
what
like,
all
if you don't know
skiers
what
do. They have a ski day. I want to say they have a ski day where you wear 80s gear.
Not everybody.
Yeah, they do.
No, they.
Anyone who goes on a ski trip.
For
long
both
term.
of us who lived in ski towns, that was not a daily thing. It's a fun
it's not a
thing.
daily
and then
thing,
they were
yeah.
asking, they were like, if you don't know what 80s guard is, just wear what whoever the bachelor was. And so this guy's like, yeah, why not?
Okay. I actually think I might.
Yeah. Well, and the guys, when he responded back, they were like, we don't know you, but we expect you there. And it was so funny because this happened, I think, the 6th, and I haven't seen anything on how it went down. But he was joking around, and he's like, by now, if this guy doesn't name his son after me, I'm going to be really upset, or become his godfather.
I sort of think, I don't know about the GoFundMe page.
Yeah, that's a little.
That sort of threw me there. I'm like, well, I don't want to pay for you to go skiing. I want to
No.
pay for me to go skiing.
But it is kind of funny. I mean, hey, live life with open arms, right?
I agree.
Jump
Tell
right
us
in.
what you think. We put it up on Facebook. All right, this is very interesting. A devout Christian woman won about $21.5 million after suing the Conrad Miami Hotel for firing her because she went to church. Now, she didn't come to 6 Sunday shifts because of her commitment to her faith, right? Now, Marie Jean Pierre says that she's worked as a dishwasher for the hotel for over a decade, and during that time, she wasn't told to work on Sundays because her employer knew she was not available. Well, in 2015, she was scheduled to work that day of the week, and while she was able to get people to cover her shift, her employer demanded that she come in herself during those shifts instead of someone else. She said no and was fired. After hearing about the lawsuit, a jury awarded her the multi-million sum, but she says this wasn't about the money, it was about the religious discrimination. Is it religious discrimination? That's my question.
Well, can I just make it clear she's not going to get that much money from this lawsuit?
We also
she's only
know.
going to get about $500,000, which is a lot, but it's nowhere near $21 million.
Why?
Because of the laws and statutations. Because the jury awarded her $21 million in damages,
Yes.
$35,000 in back pay, exactly, and then $500,000 for emotional pain and mental anguish. But there's caps in how much you can award in federal court, so it's only $500,000.
So why did they try to award her so much and then only get 500? That's weird.
They're talking about
Okay.
it. I don't know.
Well, that's the headline of
We
21
need a lawyer
million.
on set.
Do you think it's discrimination? I don't think it is.
I mean, I don't know the laws well enough. I feel like if something like this happened, then yes, somebody's going to jump on it and say it is religious discrimination. If she had previously told them when she was hired, maybe, that I can never work on Sundays, church is very important to me.
But she only missed, when I say this...
one shift.
No, she missed 5 in total, if I'm correct off the top of my head what I just read. 6 shifts, I was just being told. So I'm just trying to work out, I get it, I do understand. You know,
how does 6 shifts equal $35,000?
That's what I'm trying to work out. Like, when I read the story, I'm like, I don't quite understand, nor do I think it's a part of me, it's a waste of court time. You know?
I actually, now that I'm thinking about that, wow, that's impressive.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the 35,000.
I know it's Miami
But
Beach,
just remember,
but
it is past losses because she probably isn't working.
Right.
We only
because
know,
they fired her. That you're very right.
Yeah.
on that.
So I would assume.
But it sounds better the other way.
Yeah. And I just wonder if I know you shouldn't. We're having all the staff that I had in Australia when it was, and I'll say it incorrectly, Ramadan. Some of my staff would have the day off. I never said no.
Right.
You know?
So what if you had said no? Do you think it would have been okay for them to sue you?
Well, we're not a litigious country. I think I probably would have lost that employee because I wasn't respectful enough.
As far as firing them, or they would quit?
I think they would quit. Because I believe that if it's a Jewish New Year and it's that day and you want to have the day off, if your employer...
That's not...
I just sort of feel like you should be able to have that conversation.
For whatever religion it is.
But if your new job duties include you working on a Sunday, you then have a choice to either find new employment or take that shift.
So you think that she's in the wrong?
I want to take the church factor out, and because I don't want to make it a religious issue,
right,
nor a race issue. I'm thinking about it as an employer.
Well, her and her attorney were very clear in saying it is a religious issue, and that's what she's fighting for. It's not the actual fact that she...
I think it's a stretch, and I think they won on the stretch.
Do you think so?
Yeah, and I think because of our current climate, I think...
I'm not well versed enough on the laws.
Oh, I am. I'm a lawyer.
Well,
I know it all.
I know you know everything. That's why
I'm
why I come in every day.
Opinionated person.
Just to learn.
Then I just get in trouble with it if I'm not right.
Just to learn from Troy.
Yep. All righty. Tell us what you think. Did you put this on Facebook?
This one is on Facebook.
Okay, good. Love to hear your thoughts. Now, you know the phrase, happy wife, happy life. Maybe that should change to happy spouse, tidy house. According to a new study, newly divorced people, 30% said one of the top reasons for the split was disagreements about housework, which was just behind cheating and growing apart. Another survey found that 56% of married people said sharing household chores was very important to maintain a happy marriage. Tidying up seems like a low priority, especially when you and your partner are busy and don't have the extra energy. But studies show that cluttered living spaces can actually be detrimental to your mental and physical health. Let me just tell you, you all know, my Nuna said to me when I turned 17, and she helped me, I've had a housekeeper since I was 17.
Even living alone?
Even living alone, when I've lived with partners, I think let your free time be with your partner. Right. Do not be sitting here doing this.
And I agree. That's something, if you're married or in a relationship and living with each other, if you can spring for anything, save your money and have somebody come in. Even if it's just once a week, once a month.
I said to my girlfriend here, one of my few friends that I have, she was complaining that all she does all the week. I said, listen, you got to call my gal Terry. Now, Terry goes over. Now, she has a big house, and I said to her, don't get her to do everything. Just get her to do the tough stuff. You know, like
well,
get
when
them
it
put a
takes
couple of
away
loads
the
of washing
arguments
on.
of who's going to do what, it takes away the bitterness if you're doing everything, and it's cheaper than therapy.
I would rather have one less dinner out
Yes.
and have someone help me
I agree with that.
than put a strain on a relationship because it causes problems. And the husbands and wives are sitting over here going,
You didn't
"We don't
even have to be an
understand."
attorney to say that.
See, that's good. All right.